Hi, my name is Marin. I used to be a PhD engineer in sound and vibration, but I left this world around a decade ago to go on a different path, which is dedicating myself to understanding digestion by studying and living across different cultures and traditions around the world. I'm starting this channel because I want a space to share my reflections. And my reflections tend to gravitate around two things: digestion, nutrition, and spirituality, which may sound like a weird combination, but I genuinely think that they are related to the same thing. And this is what this channel is about. So, who am I and how did I get here? I spent my early adulthood studying engineering in France and later on realized my PhD in sound and vibration in the UK. And on paper, it all made sense. I was good at it, and people used to tell me that engineering will open all the doors for me, especially when you don't know what to do with your life. But the truth is that I was completely disconnected from myself. And over time, that disconnection translated into severe digestive issues and a long period of depression. I had dealt with anorexia as an adult, and even after recovery, those symptoms stayed with me. I couldn't properly digest anything. Eating became a source of stress and anxiety instead of nourishment, and I felt depleted on every level. I kept managing it with surface level fixes, but the symptoms were accompanied by deep existential questions about the purpose of life and about my own identity. These questions were so loud that they were occupying all my mental space. It was all I could think about. And at the same time, the physical symptoms worsened. I applied everything I knew about nutrition, but nothing worked. And so the real shift came when I started to look for answers beyond protocols. I was living in high performance environments where everything was about control and precision. And so at some point, I decided to leave that life behind and dedicate myself to the study of digestive healing. This journey led me to travel across the world, where I lived with different spiritual teachers, first in Switzerland, then in Bali, and then in India, sharing daily life in their homes. And I also spent extended periods of time in ashrams in India. With them, I studied nutrition, spiritual practices, and I learned to reconnect with my body. This helped me take responsibility for my life and also to live in faith. I also understood what grounded spirituality was, beyond dogmas, preconceived ideas, or escapism. Each experience revealed a new layer, and it was by weaving together the wisdom of these different cultures and disciplines that I was finally able to heal, to reconnect with food, with my body, myself, and with life in general. India especially became a profound source of learning for me, and I now consider it home. My life's work now is to support and guide people to heal from chronic digestive issues into a deep reconnection with themselves and with life. So back to digestion and spirituality, because I want to explain what I mean by that when I said that I believe that they are linked to the same thing. So when I talk about digestion, yes, I mean the physical thing, what we eat, how we eat, and our physical digestion of this. This matters a lot, and I will talk about it a lot on this channel. But I also mean digestion in a much broader sense. I mean the capacity to process our experiences, emotions, transitions, and things that happen in our life. Some people can't digest gluten. Well, some people can't digest grief or anger, or some people can't digest a version of themselves that they have outgrown. And often, honestly, everything is related. So this channel is for people dealing with physical digestive issues. Yes. But it is also for people who feel that something is shifting within themselves, or they are in transition, or they're trying to figure out who they are, who sense that something needs to shift without being able to name it yet. And spirituality, I don't mean it in a religious way. I mean this existential, deeper dimension that exists within us. Because I think that once the question of the purpose of life, our sense of identity, who am I, is beginning to emerge, I think this can be a very difficult thing to digest when no guidance is being provided to us. And this is when physical digestive symptoms can start to appear, or also when we are not totally in alignment with who we are within anymore. And so we need to look at it. We need to address this within us, establish that relationship with ourselves, and change our perspective about life. That, to me, is spiritual practice. And weirdly, that is also how you can heal digestion in a much broader sense. Because digestion isn't just about food, it is about how we live. And we can't separate what is happening inside our gut from how we feel, how we think, and what we carry inside us. Practically speaking, I work with people one-on-one through my practice, which I call the Arwezenn. This is coming from a word from Brittany, which is the region in France I originate from. And this practice combines everything I have learned and that supported me over the years. Micronutrition, Ayurveda, the traditional Indian system of medicine, and emotional work. And over time, I have also woven these together with modern medical understanding and a practical spiritual and philosophical approach. So here on this channel, I will be sharing a lot of what I teach around nutrition, Ayurveda, nervous system, digestive healing, and so forth. And I also want to share more spiritual and philosophical things, namely my lived experience and self-inquiry around transformation and what it actually means to live what we would call on a spiritual path. So living with purpose, intent, and presence. It is about sharing what finally makes sense and bringing back simplicity into the way we relate to our body, ourselves, and life. So if any of that resonates at all with you, stick around. I will be posting regularly on this channel. And if you have questions or things you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments. I will read them. See you in the next one.